We live? Yes, we are. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Truly welcome back. Truly. This is like truly a welcome back because today we are truly doing Chat Makes a Pokemon fan game like we used to. Just like we used to. How does that sound, ladies and gentlemen? I'm so excited. It's time to actually move on to developing the 7th gym. Hey, Tasty, why were you late, bro? Just gotta do what you gotta do, man. This shit happens. Shit happens. Let's go. Y'all are actually submitting gym leaders now for the 7th gym leader. Yeah, we're not fucking around today. No. We can still fuck around. Come on, we always fuck around. But yeah, like, even if we're being serious, we're still fucking around. How are you guys doing, though? Everybody, go ahead and say hi so I can say hi to you. Tasty, you're so loud, I can't hear Papa Roach. Are you saying that, like, my shit's loud? Like, should I turn my volume down, or should you turn stream volume down? Yo, Gym Leader JC, what's up, bro? Hey, Gym Leader JC, you gotta submit a gym leader. You gotta submit a gym leader. You might be the 7th gym leader for Pokemon Potassium. You might genuinely be that guy. You're Gym Leader JC. Yo, let me go in and say hi to everybody. Holy shit, we got Waffle Raptor and Whimsies. Whimsies, it's been a fat minute, dude. Whimsies, I am so happy to see you. So happy to see you. We got Whimsy, Soja Miles, Gazer the Goat, Shady Cleric, Coco Squid, In Da Vinci, Clom Berryman, there's Shady Cleric again, Water Kieran, and Gym Leader JC, Simeon64, of course, Simeon. I don't know why I said 64. I didn't have to say Simeon64. But yeah, Simeon. Hold on. I'll respond to that. We got Trevi. We got HT the Frog. Or HT the Duck. HT, when are you gonna go back to HT the Duck? Why is it HT? Why is it HT the Frog? Why'd you change this to HT the Duck? I'll turn the background music down. Sorry about that. Yo! Ulysses! Is that how you say it? I have no idea how to say the name. I have no idea how to say that name. I've never known how to say that name. Isn't there a president with the name Ulysses? Hey, Tam Valley. What's up, dude? How we doing? Yo, we're doing good. We're about to actually hop into Chat Makes a Fan game today. It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. Yo, Waffle Head. We got Waffle Raptor and Waffle Head. Waffle Head, welcome. So happy to see you, dude. Hey, the Jiggy. What's up, the Jiggy? What's up, Muffin? Hell yeah. Hey, Graham. It's been a minute, dude. It's been a minute. The channel's doing great, dude. Honestly. Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier. Member for 25 months. Everybody give it up for Molten Madman, dude. 25 months as a member is awesome. If you guys are interested in supporting me further, become a member. I invested all back into the project, but you don't have to. Bear King and there's someone else. Vlade, what's up, Vlade? How you doing? Hello. Welcome to Chat Makes a Pokemon fan game. I need to let all you guys know if there's any lurkers here. You do have to chat to earn stream points. You earn 30 bananas every 10 minutes that you like. If you send a chat every 10 minutes, you earn 30 bananas. You do have to chat to earn bananas. Yes, that is how it works. You have to chat every 10 minutes. That I feel like that's important. I just recently learned that. Each 10 minutes, yeah, just send anything every 10 minutes. But yeah, if you want to lurk to like earn bananas, just like every time you remember, just send a quick chat. But yeah, y'all, bananas are how you submit extra Fakemon submissions. Like, you get one for free, of course, but you know, if you want to submit extras, then every 10 minutes. Yo, what the fuck? Yo!
Simeon donated $20. Everybody make sure to like the stream.
Everybody make sure to like the stream! Y'all, that's crazy, Simeon. Thank you so much, dude. Y'all, are we ready to actually get in the Chat Makes a Fan game? Hey, Super Absol. Welcome, dude. Welcome, welcome. And Granola, welcome. Possibly Antoine. Thank you. Thank you. I'll say I see you now. I see you now. Yo, Tam Valley. What did he? Yeah, Ulysses S. Grant. Why did I think it was Ulysses D. Grant? Guys, I have no idea. But yeah, y'all. All right, I think I said hi to everybody that made it to the starter stream. We're gonna have more pop in, but I think I said hi to everybody that started. So y'all, it's time to take a look at the mystical forest that we're gonna be developing today. Hallelujah. Yo, and we just hit 4,100 subscribers. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. Hell yeah. Everybody, thank you. Thank you. 4,100. That's a lot of subscribers. That's a lot. That's a lot of people who support what I do. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. All right. The Crimson Forest. So, or the Mystical Forest. Crimson Forest. Whatever it may be. Whatever it may be. That's what we're developing today, which you guys are going to come up with. Of course, you guys are going to give me the ideas as I develop it. So, with that being said, Carlos designed these weird fungus things that I decided to sprite and put in here. And I think it really gives it a mystical, magical look because they look very funky and alien and weird, and I love them. I think they're really cool. And we also got all types of other fungus and different colored fungus and mushrooms and stuff like that. There's also a general fog that goes over this area. Like, when you're actually in the game, there's kind of like this fog that makes it darker to make it seem like that you're obviously like in a forest. So would you say that these are redwoods? These are not redwoods. I have a general music vibe suggested for this area. That's so funny, Bear Kings, because look. Let me show you something. The theme that plays at the very start of basically every Chat Makes a Fan game stream that you hear right here is actually the Mystical Forest theme for this area. We just have never made it. Someone looks like they don't know what a redwoods is. It's beautiful in an alien-like way. Yeah, we wanted it to kind of, you know, be just... So, this connects to Kenton, BC, the bottom right section of Kenton, BC, where if you go in here, it'll take you to the Mystical Forest. And from there, I pulled up some like forest kind of things. From there, this is what's gonna happen, y'all. So we're in the Mystical Forest right here, right? This is Kenton, BC. And then we go to the Mystical Forest, and we're gonna go all the way down to this river. And then we cross the river and we get back into the swamp. That's basically what's gonna happen. So today we're doing this, and we might even do this. Who knows? Depends on how long I stream for and how long it takes us to map out the Mystical Forest. But yeah, today we are doing this. Most importantly, I did have a little thing out on here. So yeah, Carlos put like these fungus things in, and I decided to make this. But if we go here, we have some ideas that you guys submitted for this Mystical Forest. There's not enough to like vote on them, but I think it's important to kind of pull them up and just to kind of use as a bit of inspiration. Just, you know, have a little bit of an idea of what we can make, what the possibilities are per se. So there are three map submissions. Can we add Dubai plus Dubai chocolate to get fan? Klom is right. Add Dubai chocolate in Labubu. I like the idea of a giant open area at the middle of the route. Keep in mind, it's a forest, not a route. Like, it's actually a forest, like a Pokemon forest. Which is why I did pull up these Pokemon forests that we can kind of use as a little bit of inspiration to see what we're trying to go for. what we want to do, you know? So we got Eterna Forest, and I think Pinwolf Forest is definitely like the most in-depth. And then of course Viridian Forest and Ilex. I think this is Ilex. But this kind of just looks like a basic route. It doesn't even look like a forest. In fact, I'm gonna close this. That's a shitty ass forest. That's not a good forest. Viridian Forest from Pokemon Gold. I had a person who loves me. So what I want to know from you guys is what layout are we gonna go for? And we can kind of just draw one. We can kind of just like, before we even start mapping like with our actual tile set, we can kind of just draw a layout. Also, how big do y'all think this should be? Do y'all think this should be like a really big route, or do you think it should be a compact route with a lot of different areas that you can explore, but ultimately just running straight through it if you know the path won't take that long? And we can obviously include like, you know, tall grass and well, whatever ideas we come up with along the way. A lot of forests are small, but this is near end game, so it should be bigger. That is a good point. But also at the same time, there is a route after this forest. It's not like route, forest, route. It's like, or it's not like city, forest, city. It's city, route, or city, forest, route, city. So it really just depends. The layout should be lost like the comic. I have no idea what that is. You can send me a DM if you want to. Compact with a lot of stuff could work. I don't think we did one. I know what a silver field is. Size depends on the terrain of the map. It's not that long. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Mazy. Yeah, should we go for something more mazy, y'all? With like different paths and stuff like that? When we go back to an earlier forest in our game, we have Marlight Forest. And Marlight Forest is kind of mazy, but it's still pretty straightforward. Like, the path to go through it is like, you go up this way, and then you go around. But there's like a bunch of branching paths. However, we can do something more maze, where it's like, we go up and have to go this way, then back around this way, and then up this way. To where we like get an idea of the full terrain. So what do y'all think? I want to know from you guys. Do we want to go maze or straightforward? More mazy or straightforward? Not like, we're not going to actually make it a maze, but more mazy or straightforward for this mystical forest? More mazy or straight? Mazy or straightforward? There we go. A poll's put up. More mazy or a straightforward forest? What do y'all think? All right. We're definitely gonna do mazy then. Oh, I kind of like that idea, Jams. Guys, what if we had mushrooms that teleport you? Like the rocks do in Crystal Cave? We have teleporting rocks and teleporting mushrooms. Both. Teleporting mushrooms and a teleporting rocks. Do you think that might be a bit overused? You think the mushrooms might be just like a little bit overused? We shall have teleporting mushrooms. Add a drug trip from the mushroom spores. What? Like, do you think if we like interact with the mushroom, the screen will like change colors for a few seconds as like a fun little thing? Or maybe we interact with the mushroom and we will hallucinate a path opening up, and then we can go through that path while we're hallucinating. But when the hallucination stops, we can't go through the path. How does that sound? Instead of teleporting, we'll have it to where like we trip on mushrooms to open up paths. Make mushroom automatic honey. Do I love that idea? All right, here, I'll put up a poll. Do we like the mushroom hallucinations for opening up paths idea? Yes or no? Do we like that? Straightforward path to... Oh, wait, hold on. We're gonna have to... Is that an idea? worth using, worth keeping. In Pokemon Potassium, you can trip hard on mushrooms and hallucinate pathways. Straightforward path to exit the forest and the side areas are mazy in my suggestion. Drugs. It's not drugs. It's not drugs. They're magical mushrooms. They actually magically make these paths disappear. It's actually magical. It's true magic. It's not drugs. It's like a maze, but if you want to go through immediately, you trip balls. Runalog really sells the mushrooms to fund a Team Light. Psychic type psychedelic mushrooms. We call them magic mushrooms. That's not the point. That's not what we're getting at. You guys do like the idea though. All right, we need a path. I'm not gonna do any decoration. I am literally just gonna do path. So we're gonna enter right here, right? We're gonna enter right here. Boom. All right, we enter. Where should we go? You said you wanted to be mazy, so that means we should probably swoop around. Like, have like the idea of it going like this way and then around and then back kind of vibe. But we need it to be more obviously like, use the Sebi Island Forest as reference. I like the one with the hypno. Oh yeah, that is something. Thought we were replacing Crimson with Katrina, not Forest. Go up, and it somehow makes you get to the route downward because yes. Start at the left, go to the right, in back at the left. Okay, start with going to the left. So we can have it open up a little bit this way. Kind of like that. And then, fuck it, we'll even, like, include, like, a little side area right here. All right. And then we have to, hallucinate to go this way. Okay? Hear me out. Hear me out. We have to hallucinate to go this way. And then it's going to open up a little more. Sure. It's going to open up a little more. There's going to be some more openings here. We'll even have a little path that branches out this way, because why not? And then, I'm going to connect this. No, not that, not that. But connect this. And then, just to introduce how the hallucinating mushrooms can open up things, we can also include one right here and maybe add an item. How about that? A little spot right there to open up an item. Can we add a sign that says, whatever you do, don't turn left at the crossroads for the funny reference? We'll get to that. We'll get to actually developing and making the events once we actually make the map. We are just doing layout and once we got a layout, how about you have a path blocked by Mushboom? Also, you can make the forest similar to Sabrina's gym. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. What if we, like Shisumu said, we have the forest loop, but there's a certain way to exit the forest. So it's like an endless loop. And when we go through the loop, this goes away. We can't exit the forest anymore, and we have to find a way out of the loop. How about that? What do you guys think about that? Sounds good. I like that. Yes, twin. Infinite forest. So when we walk into the forest, it's gonna... Okay, I'll put out a poll. I'll put out a poll. Someone had the idea of looping forest, so I'm gonna put out a poll for this. Should we do a looping forest? The idea is you have to, like, do certain things to get out of the loop. So there's not an exit and the entrance actually disappears, but you have to go through, you have to do something. The normal visible road just loops. You need a trip to actually exit the forest the correct way. We need a guy who says I've been stuck here for 3 years. Help me. What if you can only get through the forest if you buy a bug from a hip? Okay, no. We're not doing that. It's like the woods on Whole Cake Island One Piece. I don't know about that. At some point, there should be 2 mushrooms. One opens a path and one sends you back to the beginning. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Okay. So we are going to do somewhat of a looping forest, which means we need to have it loop properly. So we're going to use obviously, the mushrooms to get to certain areas. We'll have a little opening right here. We'll have another opening right here. This one's going to go around this way. We'll have this one right here. That'll go around like that. And then this one can send you this way. So I don't think we can go back. Why do people want a looping forest? Like, seriously, when I was playing Pokemon Emerald, it was hard to find the submarine. Oh, that's a good point, but it's less of a warp. Like, we're not warping areas and more just genuinely going in a loop. But there is a certain way to open the exit, and we basically need to find it. All right. Here's my idea. This is the forest. We trip on mushrooms to open the paths. Or we touch the magical mushrooms to open up paths. And it loops you in a full circle, and your first go around, the entrance is actually going to close. Now we need a way to actually open the exit. Which, the exit is probably going to be right here, right? To the exit. We'll put exit. But how do we open the exit? What specifically are we going to have to do to open the exit? To break the loop, essentially. The path should change on the second loop. Go fight a raid boss. Activate 4 pillars. I think some sort of activation thing probably works the best. And maybe on your second go around, there will be like an NPC that appears that wasn't there before. That's like, I heard you. That gives you a hint. Like, because if it's a collecting an items thing, it's not going to work because it means that like the path will always be open on your second time going through. Are you implementing HMs in the game? There are HMs. They're just all buffed. They're all buffed and a lot better than they are in actual games. Or yeah, trainers can probably give you hints too. Tie the weirdness to a quartet member. Well, I don't know how to do. We can't do that until we have a quartet like vote. Go forward if the route is normal, but turn back if there's something wrong, different in the path. Maybe it's pillars connected to a tree at the center of the forest. I'm not spriting another big tree. That shit sucked. That shit sucks so bad. Bear King has an idea. Let's go ahead and read his idea real quick. Loop the entire maze, but there is no exit, but somewhere is an NPC that will tell you about certain mushrooms, can show you the way. Which is your cue to start interacting with mushrooms, but some mushrooms are actually Pokemon. So maybe... what kind of Pokemon would we see in this forest? We have some. We can probably add some new stuff. I know like Sizzlipede and Capsicid. Parasect. For now, at least. But we'll probably be able to add more after the Fakemon vote. What if Runalox smoked 500 cigarettes? Why not giant mushroom instead of tree? Giant mushrooms are hard to make too. Tile sets are just hard to make. I could still add them though. Oh yeah, Muna and Marshana is also here. And Mushboom, yeah. Mushboom as well. Okay. So, do you guys want the hallucinating paths to be how you traverse this forest, or do you want it to be the key to the exit? That's what I want to know from you guys, so let me know. Traverse. All right. I'll put out a poll. I'll put out a poll so we can be certain. How should the magic paths work? Be used as the exit, or it's how we traverse the forest? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Traverse is currently winning. Sorry for the wait. I forgot about Boldor and Giga Drill, but now they're finished. Let's go, Seth. Hell yeah. You got to submit those. We'll have hints. Yeah, we'll have hints. But yeah, so it's going to be how we traverse the forest so we can keep the layout that we have now. And how about this? We'll keep it simple. The forest will loop you around, but at some point an NPC will appear in the loop. As we go through the loop, at some point an NPC is going to appear. And once that NPC appears, they'll have something to do with how we exit. And once we open the exit will be open permanently. So we don't have to redo this every time we walk this forest. What do you guys think about that? I need yeses and nos in chat. What do you guys think about that? So we can go ahead and start. All right, that's mostly yeses, so let's go ahead and go through with it. Most importantly, we need a map layout. Actually in game too. So we can go ahead and remove all of this and probably just keep this probably just keep that, yeah. Remove all the flowers too. We don't need the flowers. Not now. Alright. How many tiles do y'all think this map should be? Like, tall and wide. So, just to give you context, Route 24 is probably one of our smaller routes. We have height of 60, width of 60, kind of, you know, fourth the size of Kenton. Jesus Christ. I don't think we need it to be that crazy. Wide and oval shape. That way the maze is mazy. Yeah, right. The maze should be mazy. That is true. Marlite Forest size. Let's take a look at Marlite Forest, actually. 65 by 65. I feel like that's pretty valid. 65 by 65. That's pretty valid. So how about let's do 65 by 65 and just see what we can do with this layout. Also, I'm not going to worry about texturing the grass right now. I'm going to make the grass all one texture. Just so we have the baseline, right? So we're going to need the entrance. For now, we will put the entrance right here. Cool. Entrance. Hell yeah. Shisumu sent you something. I can't wait to submit my Fakemon for the contest. Hell yeah, Evan Lion. You should submit it now. The forum is open. I'm sure you know that. I'm sure you know that. Let me look at what Shisumu sent me. Shisumu has an idea. When you enter a route, a sanity bar appears at the top of the screen, and you consume certain mushrooms to raise or lower your sanity. With lower sanity, making you tripping hard enough to see stuff. High sanity, you see things for what they are. That sounds a little too intense for a Pokemon game, but that is a cool idea. That'd be a lot of fun for like something that's not Pokemon. And we're doing something similar already. We're just taking the drugs and sanity out of it. It's not actually sanity. We just touch the mushrooms. We're not eating the mushrooms. We're just touching them. They're literally magic. They're literal magic mushrooms. Okay. So the forest is, we need a little side open area right here. Shouldn't be hard to make that. Just doing the layout, of course. Should we have any cliffs in the forest, or should it be all flat forest? I just need cliffs or no cliffs in chat. Should we have cliffs or flat forest? Small cliffs. One cliff for landmark. Okay, how about this? We'll just put out a poll. Cliffs or no cliffs? Cliffs, no cliffs. There we go. There we go. Votes. Cliffs or no cliffs? No cliffs would mean a flat forest, which I think we have. Marlight Forest is probably the only flat area in our game. I'm going to be honest. We have a pretty hilly terrain going on in most of Pokemon Potassium. Which by itself is actually, it's pretty cool. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, so we're going to have our first open mushroom path be right here. When we take the mushrooms, that path will open up, essentially. That's the idea. So, and then we can go down this way. And then head up a little that way. And I think our second path is about right here. And then I think we get a little more open here. And then we'll tighten up again. And we can also go this way. And then, of course, we have our little area that we can open up this way, where we can put a Pokeball. We'll have a little Pokeball up here. Music to my eyes. What a beautiful shape. It looks like a forest, kind of. Electric. This is just RPG Maker. You have 3 layers. You make the events. This is how you make events. This is how our whole entire game is made. Like, here's Saralata City. Kenton, BC. Kenton is so fucking big, dude. Did we need to make it this big? No. 4 maps of fucking Kenton, BC? No, we didn't need to make that. It looks like Cliffs is winning, but not by much. So how about this? We're not going to add that many Cliffs. Just like a little bit. Just Just a little bit of cliffs. You know? Not too much. Not too many. In fact, we could probably add them in this, like, up area here. Okay. Next up, we have the exit route. No. Jesus. Next up, we have, like, how we exit the forest. Which is going to be this little area right here. There we go. And we can also go to this area too. Which overall will connect us back to the other path that we can take right here. And then this is all filled in, so we don't actually need to go through here. This is all for the most part filled in. And then this path right here will lead into, I guess, the final area. So maybe cliffs up in this area, just so there's something different per se. In what way is this a new era beginning with the stream? Because we're moving on to the 7th gym. We're starting to develop the 7th gym. Add a completely inaccessible item with 1 Pokeball in it. Lawrence, we actually have a lot of that. We actually have just straight up a lot of that. One big cliff and name it Clifford. Yeah! Let's make a 1-to-1 Earth remake in Pokemon Potassium. Yeah, Evan Lyon, there is already a fossil Pokemon. We have 2 fossils. Prozephy and Erectazite, and then Belenemy and Crackit. Illusions could be fun. That's what we're doing, Ink to Paper. We're doing illusions. Exit have a long path through the trees with the last trip. Trapped inside a tree, make the screen go black and say the player got lost. If the player gets trapped in a tree, I have a way to make that work. I can just make it to where you can't end. It doesn't end until you pass through it. So there's not really a way to get trapped. But once we do make it through the exit, which is this area right here, we can have a bit of an ominous path towards the end. Thus begins the river, which I can make the river. What is it? Where's river? Wait. What's wrong with me? Where the hell is it at? Okay, here. Jesus. C. There we go. We can probably actually do C. Kinson. Yeah, there we go. Alright, and then we have the river down here. Boom. We'll make it look better. All the maps in our games look pretty good. I just need a base layout first, and then I can go through and make it look better a little bit later on. Is it normal that Streamlabs just doesn't work for me? Streamlabs usually works for everybody, I think. Make the river loop to defy logic. That'd just be a lake. That'd just be a lake with an island in the middle. I want to be that. I want to be super illogical per se. All right. If we're gonna have this area have a little bit of cliff, we can hallucinate a staircase up the cliff. How about that? We'll hallucinate a little bit of a staircase above the cliff. Boom. Now we just connect everything. Shouldn't be that bad. All right. A little bit of a cliff. Just a little bit. At the top, the cliff is red. Wait, what do you mean? The upside down rivers like in Garatina's world? Not encounterable, just like a fella. Thundaga isn't helping. I need your assistance with making dive encounters. Yeah, Thundaga, a lot of his stuff is outdated with Essentials V21 or V20. All right. So we have a little bit of a cliff, which is nice. It's nice to have a little bit of cliff in our life. But we kind of clip out into the unknown here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the map a little wider. And I'm just going to try to select everything. Do my best to select as much as I can. And just move it a little bit. Okay, I think that worked. I don't think that fucked up anything. All right. And now we can have this path actually go around to the other side. So we have a little bit of cliff. Just like you guys wanted, we have a little bit of cliff. So this is the idea. This is the layout of the magical forest. For now, I'm gonna mark the disappearing tree, the disappearing paths that we have to hallucinate to actually pass. I'm gonna mark them like this, or actually, it should be like a. I'm gonna mark them like this. Just because I don't think this tile is going to be used anywhere else. So it won't be able to blend in. Yeah, here we go. So these are going to be the paths that we can get through. So there's 1, 2. We obviously have this one right here. Oh. One more thing. I can also fill this in a little bit. There we go. Let's see. This is kind of filled in. We can get through this right here. And then we need to go this way. So put that right there. And then up this way. And then also this way. Last but not least, our loop back to the beginning is right here. There we go. So now we have a clear idea of what we can do. How will we code the mushrooms and the hallucinations? It won't be that hard. It'll be pretty easy. It shouldn't be that difficult at all. Now we actually have to go through and decorate it and make it look a little bit better. How much forest grass do we want the player to walk through in this forest? Do we want a lot of forest grass, which means forest encounters? Do we want a little amount of it? We obviously don't have to keep the paths open. We can put trees and shit in the middle. We made another Among Us look close. Oh my god. Yes, I see it. It's amalgamated, but I see it. It's a dense forest, so probably a lot of tall grass. A little of grass because there's a lot going on. That's fair. Okay. Now let's make some of these trees different colors. Preferably a good amount of them. Not all the trees need to be, you know, the same color. But a good amount of trees should be fine. Just to make different colors. And then obviously we have the pink ones. Let's include a good amount of pink trees. Or I guess this is more purple. I don't know. What color would you guys call it? Boom. Boom, boom. There we go. Cool. How big is this area? It's this big. Bro, that's the greenest tree I've ever seen. What? What the fuck? What do you mean? Okay. Now we can make the tops to the trees. I'm going to miscolor a lot of these. Guaranteed. Because they look very similar when it's just the dark ones. Right? They really don't look that different. But it's okay. It's okay. Boom, 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 boom. Also, I also want to take a second to just kind of take a look at... Don't forget the flowers. I won't. I want to just go ahead and take a second. Just kind of take a look at some of these layouts that we have here. Just to see if there's anything we could incorporate. Should we add a lake? Should we skip out on a lake because we have a lot going on? Adding a lake is just maybe a little much. But we still could. We very well could add one. We also have the option to add a little tiny cave that you can go inside of. And maybe there's a mon in there. Almost like a hidden grotto of sorts. We also do have a lake here. We can add a little house with a move tutor. Maybe the move tutor house is a little out of the way. Like we can't see that a path opens up normally. Which means it's a really hidden house. Feel like we don't need a cave. Someone said yes to the house. This is a really big house. I don't think I'm going to use this as the house. But I can add a house. So I'll put out a poll. Hidden move tutor house. Yes or no? Yes or no to a hidden move tutor house? What do you guys think? If you're adding a lake, you should put it in the middle of one of the clearings. House would make sense next to water. That is true. You know what? We could actually, what we can do is, I'm going to make the map just a little wider. We're going to make the width like probably 90. And this is what we can do. Fill that in. Not really worried about that too much. We'll have another hidden path right here. Behind that path, we will add a lake. I'm not going to use this color water, though. I'm going to use a different color. But we can add a lake right here. And then on the other side of that lake, we can have a house right here. How about that? Little tiny house with a move tutor in it. Like the idea suggested. Also, add yet another thing. Item right there. Because why not? It's a good opportunity for one. There we go. Sounds good. I would imagine this would be a protected forest. I don't think anyone is allowed to live here. I don't know if it'd be protected. I think it's kind of just a forest. The lake should be either dried or full when not in the mushroom dimension. And then the opposite in the shroom world. That's a good idea, Maury. That's actually a good idea. So we could fuck with the lake when we're when the magic takes place. The magic takes place. All right. Anyways, let's try to finish putting up these trees here. Yeah, it's not the right color. It's this color that I'm looking for. Boom, boom, boom. Down through here. Anyways, this is all the more reason to vote Stella because now this route is like a warm-up for a gym puzzle. Can we make the water lean? What does that mean, James? Explain. Explain. Explain just a little better. Okay, I think I got all the that color. Purple is purple. Wait, what? Like you want the water to be a different color? Y'all want the water to be purple? Yes or no? Purple water, yes or no? I was planning on doing like the light blue water. right now, this like little thing that I have here is kind of just placeholder because I don't have the tiles in this set that I'm using right now. So I'd have to like transfer them over. And we mainly do layouting on stream and like a little bit of an idea of what to decorate. And then I usually like do the decorating off stream. All right, last but not least, let's get these purple trees out of the way. Purple, 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 purple. Might want to do more purple trees than like how many I currently have. This ain't that many. It works, but not that many. Might be able to use more. Oh yeah, we obviously have the final path here. But the final path, I think, is going to be less of a... of an exit that you can just go to whenever. Yeah, I can see where you're coming from, Jamps. Hot spring color will look better. I think that's probably what I am going to do. Or what I was going to do. Next up, we need some stuff just to kind of fill in the middle areas. We need to figure out where grass is going to be. So I'll put up another poll real quick. So you guys can vote on this poll. Lots of grass, little grass. Pick one. So we can do lots of mandatory grass. Little mandatory grass. So do you guys want a lot of grass that the player has to walk through? For example, fill this area with grass. Player has to walk through that. Or do you guys want to do something more like this area doesn't have grass, but this area does, and you can walk around it. And then maybe some areas will have a little bit of mandatory grass, but ultimately not that much, right? So what do you guys think? So Little is winning right now. So we'll probably go with that. What Pokemon we currently have will spawn here? Sizzlipede, Houndour, Paris, Parasected, Mushboom, the Mushboom line. Probably a little more. Muna and Marshana. A little more, but I'm not really 100% certain. All right, so if we're doing a little bit of mandatory grass, I'm not going to have big areas that you have to go through grass to get through. We'll do something more like optional areas. Anything optional you have to go through grass to get to, like such. And we can even have some grass that kind of lines out a different path or different ways to take certain paths. So like, for example, the player probably won't hug the wall that much here. They're probably going to go straight down. Add tall grass too. I don't have that. This area can be a bit more blocked off by this grass. This will incentivize the player to not go down this way. Will there be trainers? Do you guys want trainers in this area? We'll probably go through like how trainers are going to work. Whether we're going to have a lot, a little, or whatever. After we're done mapping and we get more into the eventing. 2 or 3. I can see like 5, but all of them are pretty mandatory. Or like not that mandatory. I'm going to add a little more mandatory grass here, but not too much. And then a little here as well. All right. Y'all think the grass is good for this area? A mandatory path to get from one important location in the region to another. There should be trainers. Yeah, that's fair. Trainers that you can only see when you're hallucinating. That's hilarious. Okay. So moving on to this area. This is the final area. So we'll probably have some foliage over here. But it's going to open up a lot more as we reach right here. The stream made me have to stop watching Conseno's Elite Four actually make it to the Elite Floor. Shaking my head. Good. Good. Probably, again, just little bouts of mandatory grass, not big sections. All right, and then this area. Do you guys have any ideas for what can be in this area? Anything more significant? If it were up to me, I'd probably, like me personally, I'd probably just do like a couple trees in the middle. Maybe a shrine in the future. We could have one of the legendary quartet temples be here. We've only put one of them down, so we could put another one down for sure. But if I were to put it down, I'd probably put it on top of this. That's probably where I put it. Rather than in the middle right here. Rock climb. If it was me, I'd put one of the legendary quartet in this area and hide the path in an inconspicuous area. Well, there's still a bunch of puzzle to actually get there. The idea is that there's going to be a ruins, but you go in the ruins and there's nothing there. Like, there's nothing to do there. So it's really just going to be an area for the ruins, right? But you can't actually go, you can't actually do anything with it yet. Think like the Reggies. Like, you know how those Reggie rock things exist around every Reggie temple? But you can't necessarily go in and actually get to the legendary yet. That's the idea. But putting a temple here, I feel like this is a vote though. So just in case, I'm going to make sure everybody here is cool with it. Should one of the legendary quartet temples be in this area? Yes or no? Reggie Rock, say that again. A unanimous yes right now. Unanimously, it's a yes. So we're definitely going to do that, which means I need to... We probably don't need these references anymore. That means I need to... go ahead and pull up the tile set. Tasty, play the quartet battle theme. I don't have it in the playlist, actually, surprisingly. Tile sets. Just outside. And then, where's the forest? Mystical forest. And then I need to find it. I know it's towards the bottom. Yeah, here it is. Oh shit. Fire theme playing. We don't need this big ass house anyways. We're not gonna use it. I can probably go ahead and get a house, though. Probably just like a small cabin. Like, I think this works perfectly. There we go. Perfect. There. So we can have a temple. So the real question, do you guys want the temple to be more visible, or do you guys want the temple to be more out of the way? Because putting the temple like right up here would introduce the player to the idea that these temples exist at the very least. With obviously a lot of puzzle to actually be able to use them. But it would be more secret if it were, you know, out to the side a little bit. Most of you guys are saying visible, so we'll go with visible. We'll have the quartet thing be a little more visible. Bro. Bro. There we go. So something that the player is going to walk by a little bit, but isn't going to be able to do anything with it. We can also have these rocks surround it a little bit.
KFC wraps are back.
Just a little bit.
Cheese one. Choose 2 KFC wraps for $5.
Nothing crazy. This stair is not a hallucination stair. That's a real stair. Cool. All right, next up. Well, actually, hold on. Let me finish the grass. I don't think there's really that much grass to go through. We can put some right here. The player can go around this way. And then we can also have some grass right here. Oh, wait, no. Boom. And then the player can go around that grass if they so want to. Dope. Also, I'm gonna move this tree down one, so I can do that with it. And make it pink, because we're at a lack of pink trees. There we go. And then we probably don't need to really include that much grass in this area, since we can fill it with many other things outside of grass. But there also is this stair right here. And then we can have this area be grassy. All right, y'all. As for grass, are you guys satisfied with this amount of grass? I need yeses and nos. Are you guys satisfied with the grass layout we got going on here? I see yeses. Someone said a little bit on the top right. We can probably just, you know, add just a little bit. There we go. A little bit on the top right. You have to walk through 5 tiles. I'm not good at arriving to stream at a timely manner. Yo, Blue the Cat. Hey, Blue, thank you so much. 19 months, dude. Awesome. You're the GOAT, man. Let's go ahead and add the house here. So at least the house exists. We can also make it just a little smaller, because why not? There we go. A little bit smaller. I'd use that critical message to confess my love. There are gifted members. Anybody can get a membership if someone does like gifted memberships. We don't get those a lot though, to be fair, because memberships don't really grant you many benefits. It's really just a way to support me outside of having better chance to win like polls and stuff like that. You have a better chance to win polls, and yeah, that's about it. Your username's green, and you also have the member emojis. Like Blue the Cat's using all the member emojis in chat, which can be a lot of fun. But yeah, I think next up, we should definitely go through and add in some of our special foliage, right? Which means, actually probably want to do it this way. I really do like this tree, but it's going to be hard not to use too much of it. That foliage is giving me Venusaur vibes. I'm glad. I am glad. I do really like it, don't get me wrong. But I want to be careful not to use too much of it, which might be difficult. So just picking some spots, going with them, but not going too crazy. Maybe one right here, and then we remove that. I think this is the right amount in this area. Then we can add one there. Add one here. Actually, no. You don't need to do that. Add one here, maybe? A bit behind the leaf. There we go. And then right here. Who just did that? Have trees be NPCs so they can move like walking characters. A forest that constantly changes its wall and structure. Jeez. I'm okay on that. That sounds like hell. Like a hellish way to fuck over the player. Also, this theme is wild. Okay. Can add in all the tops to the trees. What is this theme from? Jeez. This is wild. I do really like these magical fungus things. They really add a lot. Like, just imagine it without these fungus things. The left stair is blocked. You are right. Good on you. Pointing that out. It's called Silva Gunner. Or Silva Gunna. Dope. I like it. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna add in a tree right here. Who the fuck? God damn it, Antoine. I'm not battling you on stream. Nobody likes when I do that. We're no longer doing battles on stream. That is an after stream thing. Sorry, not sorry. Screw you guys. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Not kidding about the battling on stream, though. I'm not kidding on that. I'm not doing that anymore. Everybody leaves the second I open up Showdown. The second. It's not worth it. Revolution. Now that you said we can't do it anymore, we want it. Too bad. Too bad. No, I'm not multitasking. I'm not half gonna do it. Guys, do we want these trees? These ones? Serious question. Do we want these trees? These ones right here. Because, like, we can use them. Yes, they look cool. Someone says they don't like those trees. Antoine. Antoine doesn't like the trees. I would like maybe to just spread them out a little bit. To have them exist somewhat. They somewhat exist. Because I don't necessarily hate them. Right? I don't love them, but I also don't hate them. But either way, it does kind of like make it overall just a little more interesting. Because they are weird looking trees, for sure. So like adding them in just here and there. And then maybe, like how I have it now, just a little more around the water. Than like not around the water. There's one right here. One right there. One right here. And then more in this area. One here, 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 here. Yeah, there's a good amount in that area. I don't think they're bad looking, actually. Can you do it vice versa? Y'all had any good apple juice lately? Apple juice. Yo, Citrine! Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Are you gonna refund Antoine at the end? No. No, I'm gonna battle after stream. We do the battle after stream. I'm not gonna stream it. Or I can do it at the end. Because everybody's going to leave at the end. Yeah, but then I don't like that because when I do that, it sucks. When I do that, okay, here. I'll put out a poll. Do you guys like when I do the showdown battles on stream? Do you guys like that? I want to know, are there people who genuinely would just prefer if it didn't exist? Because it seems like everybody leaves when I do them. They're like, we didn't come here to watch showdown battles. We came here to do Chat Makes a Fan game, which is totally understandable. I do agree to an extent with that statement. You gotta understand we want them because you're taking it away. That's a lot of no's. That's a lot of no's for the showdown bets. I might have to remove the showdown bets just overall. What I might do is like a, I might do like a Discord poll just so we can get more opinions. People only want them because of the bets with the points. Yeah. I can see that. Super Absol. I need the bets. I need the bet on Tasty. I win most of the time. True statement. True statement, by the way. I do win most of the time. Okay. Y'all, I think we have a pretty decent idea of how this is going to go. However, we can have some fun and start testing out the magical mushrooms. We can obviously have the first one be right very clearly in front of the path. So you don't have to seek it out. It's like very obvious, like this exists. We interact with it and it'll get rid of the paths. Also right here. Actually, I'm gonna put this one like in the corner. We're gonna have one right here, I guess. Or fuck it. We can kind of put it right in the middle, too. This one can also be pretty close. This one, we'll kind of put it a little out of the way. Actually, in fact, I'm not even going to make one of them right here. I'm going to push it over here. And this one's going to be right there. Then we're going to have this one. This one. And then for this right here, we're just going to slowly, we're just going to subtly put it right there. And then we'll have that one. The final one. Make battles cheaper than have a showdown stream. No. No. Possibly Antoine. Oh, far I have fallen. Now for the exit, I guess, yeah. Yeah, we do need to figure out how the exit's going to work. But the first thing I want to do is actually implement the paths. So, like, for example, one of them can be like that. That will disappear. We can also... The stairs are just going to show up here. So we don't really need to worry about, you know... whatever. This is also going to be a pretty obvious one. No reason to not make it obvious. This one I'm going to make a little less obvious. This can be a tree. An actual tree. This is the first one you're going to do, so it just makes sense to make it more obvious. This one down here will be, I think, less obvious. We'll probably, in fact, we can even make it like a big tree. That'll disappear. To go down through that area. This one, let's fuck around and do one of these. That disappears. Actually, no. No. What other things do I have? We'll make it a rock. Or actually, the rock right here would make more sense. Yeah, we'll do the rock right there. And then, how about we make it a cliff? And it's functionable. It's a functionable cliff. But it disappears when, How about that? Hey, the smartest cat. It's been a while since I've joined a stream. I'm glad you joined the smartest cat. Today we're making a magical mystical forest. It's going to be a lot of fun. We trip on shrooms. Oh, thank you. It is missing its top, ain't it? Layer 2. Thank you. Now, the hallucination's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to do. And everybody here has the brain capacity to understand this coding. It's very simple. So what we're going to do, we're going to make events, right? And these events are connected to these tiles, which means they act like functionable tiles. Okay? When the event is off, or, okay, something's going to activate, right? A switch is going to be turned on. We're going to call the switch hallucination switch. When the hallucination switch is on, we are going to run an auto run process. And what that auto run process is going to do, it's going to set a move route for this event to change its opacity to 0. And we can have it slowly move down to that point. So like we can do 255, 200, 150, 100, and then 50. And then finally 0. It's fully gone. And then we'll separate these by 2 frames. So every 2 frames, it'll slowly have less opacity, which means that you'll be able to... You definitely understand. Do you lose stream points if you change your YouTube username? I don't think so, the smartest cat. I don't think so. Maybe. Possibly. Actually, I think yes. I think you do. I think you do lose all your points. That would make sense, actually, now that I think about it. Oh, okay. Blue the Cat says you don't. So I guess you don't. All right. So hallucination turns on. This event is going to auto run to where it'll lower its opacity. Then what's going to happen is there's going to be a self switch that gets turned on in all of these events. And when that self switch is on, there's going to be a new event page. It's going to be blank. A blank event page, which means the player can walk through this successfully. They can successfully walk through this, no problem. No problem at all. No problem at all. Then, we're going to have another event page on top of this. It's going to be when hallucination ends is turned on. There's going to be an auto run event, or probably parallel process for this. It'll be auto run for all of these.
It's just fucking bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. It's fucking bullshit.
Tasty sir, it's a bit quiet on the back of the class. Can you repeat all of that? No, just hear me out. Just hear me out. A parallel process on both of these. They're both going to be parallel processes. When the parallel process starts on the last half, when the hallucination is ending, this is what it's going to do. It's going to change back to full opacity. It's going to go back to full opacity to where you can now fully see it. Obviously separated between 2 wait frames between each of them. And then it's going to control self switch A to be off. And when self switch A is off, it'll go back to normal. That's basically the idea. Now, this is one half of the puzzle. And the reason why is because we are going to actually, we're actually going to need the mushroom to start triggering this to happen. And that's easy. I promise it's easy. It is not that hard. So, we talked to the mushroom, right? It's going to give us a text box. It's an unusual looking mushroom. It's an unusual looking mushroom. Want to touch it? Yes or no? If you say no, player left the mushroom alone. If you touch it. Hey Deeps, how you doing? Welcome, Deeps. You gotta stay. You gotta stay. I'm about to do some cool shit. the successor to Pokemon Brick Bronze hasn't gotten to Route 9 yet, and it's been 7 years. That's ridiculous. You talking about Lumion Legacy? That's ridiculous. Yes, absolutely yes or no, but later yes. Hey, blew the cap. Thank you, too. Explain it to me like I'm 5. I don't understand. It's okay. I'll explain it to you. I'll explain it to you. Let me finish it. All right, it's an unusual looking mushroom. Want to touch it, yes or no? Player left the mushroom alone. If the player says yes, player put their hand on the unusual mushroom. All right. When the player puts their hand on the unusual mushroom, some weird shit's going to happen. The screen's going to start changing colors and shit. It's just... So, we're obviously going to control the switch hallucination. So hallucination's going to turn on. And then when hallucination is on, the screen's going to be changing colors and shit. So change screen color tone. So everything is going to get brighter for sure. Overall, things are going to get brighter. But they're also going to change colors. Starting off with mainly yellow. We're going to wait 18 frames. Actually, we'll do like 24. I think 24 makes the most sense. And then the next color, mainly purple. And then mainly the cyan color. Also, we could just like, yeah, mainly yellow here. We can do mainly blue, but I think purple works better. Just overall, purple works better. But I don't think the cyan works better. I think we could do like mainly red instead. Mainly red. And then we'll have one more color where it'll do mainly blue. Okay. And then once that's over, this is a parallel process. Once that is over, we're going to control the switch. When that switch is on, it's going to auto run for the hallucination to end after turning the screen color tone back to normal. And from there, the hallucination's gonna end. You touch an unusual mushroom and a weird spore comes out. Kind of. So the hallucination will end. Also, I need to make sure I got this right. Yeah, self-switch A equals off. All right, so that's working. This might need to be a parallel process too. Okay, parallel process. We're gonna wait 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10 frames. For hallucination ends to turn back off. And also turn the self switch off. Alright, I think this is gonna work the way that it is now. If not, it should be at least very close to working. Like, very, very close. Hey, Cyan, welcome. Do you guys want to see the magic mushroom work? I need to see yeses in chat. Do y'all want to see the... Do y'all want to trip? We about to trip, bro. Are y'all ready? Yo, I'm crying. How is he missing? Is Castles here? Castles, yo! I did not see you. Alright. How you doing, Castles? Welcome. It's good to see you again. Alright, we're in the mystical forests. We're gonna save in case it don't work. Alright. Ah, shit. There's no collision. Hold on, let me add collision. I quit my job? Oh, no. I hope you're at least happier, dude. It sucks. Alright, I got collision now. Let's try it. We're gonna see what happens. Do the mushrooms work? All right. It's an unusual looking mushroom. Want to touch it? We're going to say no. We can't walk through this. But then we're going to touch it. Yes, we are going to touch it. Player put their hand on the unusual mushroom. Oh, we're tripping, yo! We are tripping! Oh, it turned back. It was not supposed to turn back. Okay, it's a little broken. It's just a little bit broken. Just a little bit. It's okay. It's okay. It won't be that hard to fix. For some reason, it's not going to the last event page. So it's going to turn it on and then turn it off. And then A turns off. Oh, it's because hallucination never gets turned off. All right, I got it. All right. One more time. One more time. We have the Crimson Forest. Where's the Warped Forest? Hold on. Hold on. Let's try this again. Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! Oh, shit! Okay. It almost worked. It almost worked. It's a bit much. Is it actually a bit much? It's supposed to control self-switch off. Oh, you know what? It probably doesn't get around to doing that. So we'll do that. That's probably why. Put it at the beginning. It might not have had time to, like, finish. Tone that down. That's easy epilepsy right there. Yeah, I don't want to trigger anybody who does have a bit of epilepsy. So we are going to turn it down a little bit. It'll get a little brighter. But we can't have it get, you know, too bright and crazy. All right, hopefully that'll be better. And I should have made it to where it perfectly works. Don't be like Porygon tasty. Okay, Porygon is crazy. That is different. It, like, was literally, like, every frame was a totally different color. That is different. Totally different. This subtly changes the colors. Like, subtly. Back to normal. Can't go that way anymore. It's a subtle hue shift. Like, okay. If that is the case, if that is enough, because I'm not educated in epilepsy and I do not want to hurt anybody. But if that is the case, it would be nice to know if what we have in Silverfield City is too much, because nobody said anything about it up to this point. And the Silverfield disco is a lot worse. Like, a lot worse. It's a little much here. Could you add an epilepsy mode? Silverfield was way worse than this. That needs changing. Why has nobody said anything until now? Has really nobody said anything? Girlfriend said it's too much. She does have epilepsy. I'm new. Hey, Crazy C, how you doing? All right, if that is too much, I should need to change it. Oh, God. That's not supposed to happen. Yeah, guys, don't play with speed up on if you're epileptic. Crazy C, do you mind helping me out here? Can you ask her if this is too much, too? Yeah, this works. All right, just what? I'm going to start the transition right now. Is this too much? It's a lot slower. I'm so green. You guys are so weird, dude. Yes! Oh, it's good. Okay, cool. If that one's good, cool. So we need the Silverfield probably to be a bit more like that. Anyways. So what do you guys think? Do you like it? Also, we might have enough time to like sprint all the way to another. We do. Make the Silverfield transition slower. Copy disco to that. The wavy effects. Oh, I wonder if that's possible. I wonder if it's possible to add wavy effects. I think all I really have is like screen tone. We have like screen color tones. We can have a flash, but we don't want that. And then we can make the screen shake. But I don't know about making the screen shake. It's not. It was possible in RPG Maker 2003, but they removed the wavy effect in all future versions. If you layer shakes on top of each other, that would just cause chaos. Yeah, definitely don't add a flash before the colors. Maybe a really slow shake. I don't know. I think a slow shake, it would just create noise. Like a little too much. I can't have stuff like layer like over the image. Bear King's the goat low key. He's like Jarvis, but for RPG Maker, right? Right. I don't think there's really much that I can do. For making it wavy outside of maybe like adding a fog that's like half transparent that like might distort things a little bit. But even then, create like a very slow and very subtle shake that moves horizontal and vertically. I can only choose one. The only fix for Silverfield if it's still bad is slowing down the color change. Yeah, that's a good point. I can go in and fix that right now too. We can just make it to where it's 24 frames like the one in our forest. Tasty, I don't like this. My steak is too juicy and my lobster's too buttery. Of course you don't. Of course you don't like it. I really do like the idea of having the cliff be one of these things. Because, like, you can go down the cliff, but you can't go back up. So it makes it to where you can. But you have to use the mushroom to be able to go up the cliff. Because you just visualize, you just hallucinate that it doesn't exist, thus you somehow make it over it. Like, hold on. I think, can we have an NPC right here that's like, what the fuck? Did you just phase through that log? Or they like call you, like, they're like, are you God? What if Banaga was just a giant yellow space whale lord? Yo, man, you okay? Would he actually say what the fuck? No, we don't have cussing in our game. Any sort of screen or image manipulation that isn't Shay got removed after 2003 without third-party plugins. Well, I can always add third-party plugins in Bear King if it's possible. What in the what? Did you just phase through that? Panaga's just a slippeal. Yeah, I got you, Castles. Yeah, call me after stream, dude. Hell yeah. Also, guys, how long have we been live? Is there a way for me to check? I don't even know how. About 2 hours. Damn. Time's going by fast, not gonna lie. I thought it's been like an hour. But we made something pretty cool, honestly. Made something pretty cool. As for decoration and like the whole route, I guess being, oh, you know, one more thing I want to add. I want to add fireflies. Fireflies above the mushrooms. Because why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we add fireflies above the mushrooms? I know image manipulation plugins were made for MZ and MV, but I don't think any got made for Ruby script engines. Dude, I really wish Ruby was faster. Ruby is so slow compared to other engines or other, I guess, languages. Ruby is like a really slow language. I know they fixed a lot of that in Essentials version 21. However, dear God, would it take fucking forever to port Potassium to 21, but I really want to so we can have a MMORPG, multiplayer, open world RPG. Or I guess it's going to be less open world, but multiplayer RPG, so where you can actually see each other in the overworld, interact with each other in the overworld. Anyways, this is super cool. All right, let's test what happens. I'm trapped. I'm actually thinking about it now, and I'm not actually sure how to fix that. I'm so mad that I have to downgrade my laptop OS just to play any RPG Maker games. Wait, really? Why come? RPG Maker XP or just any RPG Maker games? Hey guys, it's me, Toasty. I'm out of debt slowly but surely. Hell yeah, Super Absol. Hell yeah. Just make the logs act like cliffs. Yeah, I'm not actually sure how to do that. They're on specific tiles. It shouldn't be impossible, but what I really wish is that there was just a way for me to, like, I don't know. Maybe like make the log tile events force movement when on them while tripping so you don't get stuck. So like it almost forces you to move off or on of them. So like if you walk through it, basically while you're doing this, there'd be a player touch and it's gonna conditional branch. Check if the character's facing down. If the character is facing down, it'll force the player to move down again. Else, it's going to force the player to move up, because in that case, the player was facing up. And then I just add this to the other ones, and I think it'll work that way. Player touch. Sucks that we're like forcing the movement, to be fair. Force movement, one space forward. Oh yeah, that is true. That is true. But it's fine. Yo, 25 months for Toasty. Sucks that I'm gay. That doesn't suck. That wouldn't suck. Alright, so we forced the movement, so there's absolutely no way to get stuck. Absolutely no way to get stuck. However, I know damn well somebody's gonna spend way too long, like, trying to fuck with it. Just to see. Just to see if it's possible. Oh, I did it. I knew it. I fucking knew it. I knew it was possible. I fucking knew it. Leave that for beta testing. I got it. I got it. I'm soft locked. I am soft locked. There's no way out of this one. The soft lock is real. It's okay. That's an easy ass fix. Through on, through off. Through on, through off. Easy peasy. I'm not gonna make the log passable. Then place events on either side of the log that prevent movement in that direction while tripping. No, I got it. I got it. Now, even if you walk into it at like the last second. Fuck. Time this real good. Damn, it still didn't work. Interesting. I actually don't know how to fix this for now, but I'm sure there's a way. Ugh. Block movement in that direction while not tripping, then make it passable while tripping. Yeah, that can't work though. Because that's already kind of what we do. What a strange metaphor for how the real world is the real simulation. Oh, on blank events around the log. So the log tile is always passable. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're getting at now. So like an invisible tile that basically says the player can't move down, but then it turns off. It's like the bridge fix. So I think what you're getting at is like, all right. I think what you're getting at not without a bunch of coordinates checking and shit like that, Fancy Rowlet. That's way more complicated than it needs to be. I think what Bear Kings is getting at is like it could be a lot easier just by creating an invisible tile that basically just makes it to where you can't move down at all. Wait, Bear Kings, that still wouldn't work though. Yeah, fuck, that still wouldn't work. I don't know. I actually don't know how to fix this, I'm gonna be honest. I'm sure we'll be able to figure it out at some point. What if you just super helpful advice? Why can't you make it possible to just walk off the log? Because the log is not passable. And we can't make the log passable. Bear Kings, I'm telling you that wouldn't work. Because look. If I made a tile like this, to where you can't move up. You can't move up, right? But then the tile disappears when hallucination is on and, oh, you can move up. What's going to happen is it's going to turn off in the middle of while the movement's taking place. And if you do get stuck on the log, there's no way to walk off because this is going to turn back to this. So there's no way for it to work. Ah, this sucks. Alright. I think we'll figure it out off stream though. Does impassibility have to be bidirectional? Yes. To make game building easier. So what program is RPG Maker and its plugins written in? This is Pokemon Essentials that's written in RPG Maker XP, which is written in the language of Ruby. But this is really just an engine, if that makes any sense. The engine is fine. There's nothing wrong with the engine. You can do a lot in this engine. As long as you know how to code. You can pretty much do anything. There are going to be limitations, obviously. Anyways, we can probably figure that off stream. Hey, I want to clip streamers' reactions to my shorts. Got a few already, so I can clip. Yeah, you can clip me if you want. Lane can. I don't know why you would, but if you want to, you can clip me. You so want to. You're good, Gazer. It's all good. We designed the map this stream, but tomorrow clipping is disabled. Fucking why? Why would clipping be disabled? Oh, how do I even enable clipping? Where the hell is the option to enable clipping? I might have to do that before I start stream. Okay, live chat replay, summary, translation. Anyone, subscribers, members. I don't even know what live reactions means. Where the fuck? Okay, I don't see an option to enable clipping. It should automatically be enabled. We've had the option to clip before. I don't know why it would have turned off. Okay, that's fine. I don't know how to fix it, but it's okay. Anyways, guys. Yeah. So today, we made the map and the idea of the Crimson Forest, which this is it right here. There's still more to make. However, all the decorating and stuff like that is going to be off stream that I'll do in my free time, since that's very boring for you guys. Just to sit here while I'm like, decorate. So yeah, yeah. Call me on Discord. Just call me on Discord. That works. This turned out amazing. I'm glad you think so. But it's going to look a lot more amazing when I actually, you know, these 2 hours have passed very quickly for me. I'm glad. That means you had fun. It's going to look a lot better once it's actually, you know, fully decorated. I'm really good at mapping. People usually say I suck at everything, but mapping I am somehow good at. I tend to be pretty good at mapping and making maps look good. So yeah, it's gonna look nice and good by the time you see me next. So on the next stream, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make the route after this, and we're probably also gonna do trainers on this map, and you know, just kind of, you know, do some final touches that involve you guys, you know, because like trainers involve you guys. You guys make the trainers, right? And you guys are also going to make, like, this house right here. Whatever's inside this house. So with that being said, yeah, NPCs too. NPCs. If there are any just, like, NPCs, you guys are going to make that. So, yeah. Give us off-screen crab tasty. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm sorry. Why am I so dark? Why does this look like extra dark? Very weird. We had an eventful stream. I'm glad you think so. I am glad that you think so. It would be even more eventful if you battled me. No. No, I'm not battling you. I can battle you either off stream, Antoine, or I can give you your bananas back. It's up to you. And I'm also probably gonna remove the ability to... Fuck, what am I trying to say? I'm probably gonna remove the ability to... If hallucination equals false and PC collision equals true force movement. What do you think about my strip mon? I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. You have to let me DM it to me or something. Anyways, Biden, DM me with what you want to do. Because I'm gonna probably... I'd like a refund then if the thing is going to be removed. Fair enough. Fair enough. With that being said, y'all, hashtag tasty raid. Also, Biden, I am sorry. Or Antoine. I am sorry. It's just, as you can tell by the poll, there's a very loud amount of people that do not like the fact that that exists and are annoyed by the fact that it comes back and shit like that. No worries, I understand. Anyways, y'all, we're rating the Bald Gamer. Everybody go say hi to the Bald Gamer. Go ahead and say bye. Bye, Shady Cleric. Bye, Antoine. Bye, Fancy Rally. Bye, Lawrence. Bye, Gym Leader JC. Bye, Dragon Hammer. Bye, Lankin Venu. Bye, Coco Squid. See ya, Muffin. See ya, Ulysses. See ya, Super Absol. Bye, Simeon. Talk to you in a minute, Castles. Bye, Miles. Hashtag Tasty Raid on the Bald Gamer. Please participate.